ever vigilant.
Is there something you wish to discuss? Good. You could be the missing piece. I'm relieved Lancelot sent you to me. Merlin would have you running the beep test. Our contact in Westminster told us of your story. You are no doubt someone who can perform beyond rank-and-file duties. I had some things I wanted to ask you if we ever crossed paths, but now isn't the time. There's a more pressing matter at hand. This feud between the Fletchers and the Baileys, it started as bickering, but now there's blood involved. I fear it will escalate further until one of them is driven from the land. This is not what anyone wants. To lose either family is to lose the food on our tables or the tables themselves. Hunters and woodcutters are the basis of any decent civilization. On top of that, if we're ever going to finish Merlin's trebuchet, we need supplies and aid from both families. So, I need a trustworthy outsider to investigate. In short, I need you. Consider it your initiation. Once upon a time, the two families were friendly. They're neighbors. The Baileys even helped the Fletchers build their treehouse. It's an impressive structure, I must say. The conflict stems from a piece of disputed land. The Baileys kept expanding their lumber yard into the Fletchers' hunting grounds. When the Fletchers appealed to the Round Table for judgment, none had a superior claim. So we split the land in half. They both felt robbed, but the matter was resolved. For a time. That was until the fire. A section of the land caught aflame during the night. It was mostly on the Fletcher's side, but the Baileys weren't unscathed. They both accuse each other of starting it. If either claim is truthful, then sanctions would have to be handed out. I need you to get to the truth of the matter, and I want some evidence. Well, to be entirely truthful, I think it's unnecessary. The Baileys easily could have expanded their yard in a different direction, or made do with what they had. Same for the Fletchers. That land may have been their most bountiful, but they have acres of Camelot territory to hunt in. I suspect pride is mixed up in this somewhere, on both sides. I have no reason to suspect either family. They both accuse each other of the same crime, and I don't wish to inflict bias on your judgment. I would trust any of my men to carry out the investigation impartially, but they wouldn't. The decision on their land dispute, for example, it was a 50-50 compromise, yet both perceive it as a loss induced by bias. With an outsider carrying out the investigation, they might accept the Round Table's decision. Us. Camelot. Pieces are falling into place, and the gentry are on their way out. They're not urgent. You can focus on the task at hand. Good. Start by questioning the leaders, Edward Fletcher and Harold Bailey. Get both sides of the story. Then investigate the scene of the fire. See what you can find. Lancelot ordered patrols to keep an eye on the area and warned everyone to stay clear, so nothing should be tampered with. Once you've brought evidence of the truth, I can bring you into the fold. For now, I'll let Lancelot know you can come and go to the castle as you please. Good luck.
Need me to get you a hobby horse to go with your new hobby?
Patience is key, but the quest continues.
Someone's after us. Get them! Crumbs. Fucking have it! Fuck yeah! Can you believe this was once the heart of an empire?
What's up? a seamstress. Have been all my life. I make gambesons and the like for the Camelot army. I see. Be careful out there. The Baileys are loose cannons. Take care.
Need something? I'm not sure. I'll be honest, what my brother did was regrettable. John and the boy weren't part of this feud, or at least they shouldn't have been. Being knights of Camelot, they live, or lived, at the castle. Seems they had a feud of their own after the fire, a microcosm of conflict. It's unfortunate it escalated. I almost lost my Mary last year to illness. I can't imagine the pain Harold must be going through. Whatever he did, no one deserves that. I'm Edward Fletcher, hunter by trade. Me and my family packed up shop and came to Albion 7 years ago, from Brumley. Back there, we had to fend for ourselves. But here, we're protected. We can hunt in peace. It's a good living, and we're good at it. Me and my brother come from a long line of huntsmen. Our father, grandfather, and great-grandfather all stalked the wastes, and I hope my descendants will do the same. Mary, me oldest, continues the tradition. Sarah, my youngest, can't stand it. Says it's cruel. Each to their own, I guess. It's about time. There's been too much confusion around this fire. It must be stamped out. Harold Bailey himself, I suspect. Or maybe his father. I doubt he would have gotten any of his boys to do it. Who else would do it? If you have any evidence to the contrary, then fair enough. I'll put a sock in it. But I don't know anyone else with a motive. While I'm certainly not shy about making their involvement in the fire known, I think they're good people at heart. They're just stubborn. They know that land is ours. We moved into the area and claimed it weeks before they even arrived. And they think just because they helped build this place that we owed them. They received banquets of food in return. More than fair. This was the early days of Camelot, nearly 8 years ago. They could have starved without our generosity. I was preparing dinner for my family. I'll do a terrific venison stew. Here, have a can. Very well. Wouldn't say we need help, but if you ever fancy picking up a spear, I'd pay you well for any game you bring us. Later.
Hey. I'm Sarah. The rest of my family are hunters, but I know better. The animals feel pain just as we do. They act like I'm some kind of revolutionary. Those Baileys couldn't stand to leave a nice woods be. They had to chop it all down for the sake of materialistic things like chairs. They didn't get their way, so they burnt it down. Later.
Why didn't God give Radstags 2 bodies instead of 2 heads? That's the bit we don't eat. For sure, go for it. I bet it was the Baileys. They most likely discovered fire for the first time in their lineage and got carried away. I'm Mary, Camelot's greatest huntress. I've perfected the art. My cousin Damien's pretty good, I don't doubt it. But I'm the best there is. Don't be a stranger.
Hey.
Can I help you? I'm Ryan Bailey. Not much to say, really. I don't get up to much. I work hard and I keep my head down. He had an accident, that's all. A tree fell on me. Hazard of the trade. Yeah? Good. Not sure who done it myself. All I know is that my brother shouldn't have died over some popsy forest. Are you? You round table lot could have stopped it. But you didn't. You just stood and watched it happen. Bye.
Hello there. I'm Harold Bailey. We were a family of merchants before we came to Albion. We wanted to settle down here, so we picked up a trade. At first, we were just woodcutters, but soon enough we started building our own furniture, and then other people's furniture, and then houses and everything in between. We finally feel like we belong somewhere. I hope the rest of London will see what's happening here and accept Camelot as the way forward. We have too many workers for the little land we have, but we'll buy any wood you can spare. Give you a good price for it too. I didn't lose my son. He was taken from me. That whoreson John Fletcher murdered him. He can call it a duel all he wants. Fletcher knew my son wouldn't refuse. Thomas would have done anything to defend our family. Worst of all, Fletcher knew he'd win. He's a trained killer since birth. It was murder. Murder hiding behind the notion of honor. John Fletcher is a bitter old man to rob my son of the rest of his life. Someone with a good sword hand should give him what for. I should try myself. I want to tear his guts out with my bare hands. But all I can do is swing this axe. And my sons already lost their brother. Good. The truth about this fire will prove our innocence. The Fletchers. I don't have any evidence, but I know it was them. That may not be good enough for the Round Table, but it's good enough for me. They're criminals. They were nice enough at first. We even helped build that treehouse of theirs, but they quickly revealed their true colors. That land is rightfully ours. It's on our side of the walkway. Stopping our field at some arbitrary line is ridiculous. They have the entire woods to hunt in. Do you know how much additional manpower it takes to haul wood long distance? I used to think they were just stubborn. Now I know it's something more malicious. After what they did to my son, I'll never forgive them. Listening to the radio. I always tune into Nigel's show in the evenings. I'd almost drifted off in my chair when the smoke got me up. I thought the whole forest was going to burn down. We managed to stop the spread with the water from the pond. Of course he does. Look, I know this fire doesn't look good for us. It mostly being their land. But I promise you, it wasn't us. The Fletchers are conniving. They know if we ever did something like that, we'd face sanctions. Most likely, they'd get their half of the land back. No worries. Go on. No worries. See you around.
Can I help you? Yeah? Good. Yeah? Good.
Greetings. Thank you. That means a lot. Most people want to forget what happened, like it's an inconvenience. I'm Susan. I grew up in a small tribe outside of London. I met Frank when he was a wandering trader. He came through the town with his father. I decided to go with him and never looked back. We eventually settled down here to raise our family properly. The road is no place for children. The Round Table's sure took their time to send someone, but that's not a slight on you, dear. Bye.
Sorry, can't talk right now. Sorry, can't talk right now.
Greetings. I'm Frank Bailey, Harold's old man. My working days are behind me, so I mainly handle logistics. Keeps my noggin busy. I saw 2 people out there that night, shortly before the fire. Didn't get a good look at them, though. My eyes aren't what they once were. See ya.
Capital of Blighty, this. What a mess.
Need help? Hello, sir. Name's Timothy. Or Timmy, for short. Saw the fire with me own eyes, I did. Thought the old forest was a goner till it started chucking down. Could be I can help with your investigation. Always fancied a career in sleuthing. I watched you snooping around like a prat, that's why. Harold and Susan, but I just call them Mum and Dad. I'm their youngest. Up to what? I just want to help with the investigation, that's all. Thanks. I try not to think about it. Me and me older brother Ryan looked up to Thomas. Well, since I don't fancy digging round in the mud for clues, I can do you one better. I saw a bloke light the fire that night. I didn't see his mug. I was watching from the lumberyard, but he was suited up like a Camelot knight. He ran off to the old shack over there. I didn't follow him or nothing. I'm not supposed to go out on my own. So, did I crack the case or what? Not really. It was dark until the fire properly got going. By then, he'd run off to the shack. You know, checking the trees. It's a family business. No worries. I'm always glad to lend a hand to those in need.
London is a place
Oh,
for...
I love old stuff.
Speak your mind.
What's up? I see.
How'd you do? I'm Damien. I'm a hunter by trade. My dad and my uncle taught me everything I know. No, I also help my mum out with her work while Dad's busy with his nightly duties. Then what are you doing here? It's the Baileys you should be questioning. Goodbye.
Hello, hello.
Need something? What? Let me see that. Well, this certainly isn't my handwriting. Looks like it were written by a child. And why would I address my brother by his full name? And most importantly of all, why would I have him burn down my own land? To get one over on them? That's ridiculous. Us Fletchers don't act in pettiness. Tricked by the Baileys, no doubt. I trust you to see the truth of this letter and dismiss it in your inquiries. Fire away. The Baileys are the type to deny reality when it suits them. Of course we didn't burn down our own land. We're simple folk. We don't like trouble. Very well. Later.
Can I help you? He had an accident, that's all. A tree fell on me. Hazard of the trade. Oh shit. It's not what it looks like. At least, it didn't happen the way you think. Please, just let me explain. It was an accident. Me and Timmy were sneaking off to the tavern that night. We wanted to surprise Thomas. One of those bleeding radstags came out of nowhere and rammed right into my leg. I didn't even notice I dropped the lantern. We ran off and Timothy went to get me some bandages. By the time he came back, the fire started. No, I think my mum suspects, but she doesn't know. My dad wouldn't believe it even if he saw it. I don't know. I told him not to. We knew this fire would be bad for the family, me especially. I guess he wanted to protect me. Probably afraid of losing another brother. Please, tell Arthur the whole truth. Make him understand.
Hello there. How dare you? How dare you accuse my son? Whatever led you to that insulting conclusion is wrong. I won't hear another word of it.
Greetings.
Look out for any interesting old buildings to raid.
Greetings.
Nice day today.
Did you investigate the shop? My unearthly intuition tells it's a sure bet. Did you investigate the shop? My unearthly intuition tells it's a sure bet.
Where shall the winds take us today?
How goes the investigation? Go on. As I unfortunately suspected. The evidence? I was so sure this was about the land. I didn't think Harold and Edward could both be wrong. What exactly happened? Those poor boys. The guilt they must be feeling over their brother. Terrible. I'll have a talk with them. Consider the matter dealt with. I know Edward Fletcher. He's not one to demand sanctions over the mistakes of two boys. And Harold? Well, I'll talk with him too. I asked for the truth and you gave it to me. Now I must act on it. I shall be glad to settle this dispute amicably. Thank you. You've done well and proven yourself worthy of Camelot. From this day forth, this land is your land. You shall defend it as your own. I bestow upon you the rank of sergeant. May you serve it well. Now, I had questions if we ever cross paths. Questions about our new head of the civil service, Smythe. Guinevere, our agent in Westminster, has been looking into them for years, but they remain elusive. Who are they? I see. That's some alarming intel. How did you come by it? Rough. I imagine that trail led you to Westminster. But who let you in? Few have the privilege to come and go. Curious. I assume that meeting never happened, judging by your prompt incarceration. After you escaped, Tristan and Iseult met you at the tournament. It seems you were more than just an observer. They said you were looking for explosives, so I must assume you were behind the explosion. Why exactly? So you wanted to kill Smythe, but ended up causing the tragedy that gave them more power. I'd wager Mr. X was more fond of Smythe than he let on. But that's in the past. No point dwelling on it. I expect this Smythe character will take a role in things to come. We must be ready to face all the gentry can throw at us. They're with Smythe now. That gets me onto your next assignment. I want to strike a blow against the Tommies, but I don't want to take military action. At least not yet. Percival is looking into something that you can help with. Speak to him. Good luck, Sergeant.
Be more careful, there's a war on.
You have eyes? Use them.
How can I help you?
Ever vigilant. Hail, Sergeant. That's a broad question. I'm not one to reminisce. Not a good habit for people in my line of work. I was in the forces, commando unit. Had a few tours under my belt. Saw a lot. Learned a little. Not a period of my life I hold in high regard. Later, I became a government advisor on specific tactical implementation. use of military assets, that sort of thing. A period of my life I hold in contempt. I can't help but feel responsible, in some small part, for the Great War. Look around you. I don't think we did very well on the remit of protecting the people of the United Kingdom. The ultimate hidden truth of the world is that it is something that we make, and can just as easily make differently. No, I'm from a small coastal town in the west. Truth be told, there was a time where I'd do anything to avoid being in London. Who do you want to know about? Highly organized, highly motivated, well-trained, and ideologically committed. The one advantage we have over them is their lack of organic support. I wouldn't be confident in that remaining the case, especially if their propaganda techniques gain traction. A threat of yesterday had their hair cut by another outfit of criminals. Think of them like an old landmine. Something that should be disarmed, but easily avoided. London's preeminent criminal gang. About as dangerous as they come, but ultimately susceptible to the issues that plague such organizations. Greed, self-interest, dishonesty. The tactics to defeat criminals are tried and tested. The gentry are the complacent mass that we'll have to shift in order to meaningfully achieve anything in London. Farewell.
Ah, there you are. Arthur told me of your arrival. I'd stand up to greet you, but I'm too busy with my work, as you can see. I am Percival, Head of Communications for Camelot. This is my personal office. Quite beautiful, no? What you see here is the result of hard work, perseverance, and my genius idea of stealing the BBM storage key after I quit my job. Now, whatever happens, we have got their bloody equipment and they have not. Words of encouragement, valiant speeches straight from Arthur's mouth, and near constant reminders of what the gentry has taken from us. Or, as the layman calls it, propaganda. Help, yes. Any assistance is much appreciated. You see, one of my duties is to keep in contact with all of the fractured factions in this great nation of ours. Partly to offer assistance, and partly to stop them from getting any bright ideas about assisting the other side. I've been in conversation with a strange tribe based in Brickton, and they are not happy with how these devious Tommies have been treating them. I, for one, can't stand to see oppression, especially when the oppressed have agreed to oust the Tommies in favor of Camelot protection. We stand to gain much more than mere tickets from this exchange. If we can show the people that Camelot stands for democracy and freedom, then it's only a matter of time before others follow in this tribe's footsteps. And if we can do it while kicking the Tommies in their righteous fannies, well, that's a win-win, isn't it? They don't like anything made after 1922, for one. They believe the Great War was a sign from the spirits that we should all return to living in huts. I believe any man, woman or child should be free to live life as they desire, even if that means wiping their asses with sticks and stones. As expected of the gentry's foot soldiers, The Tommies see the tribe's quirky and strange beliefs as signs of savagery. Take their town's name, for example. Instead of referring to it as Brickton, the way the tribes have taken to calling it, the Tommies insist on referring to it as Brixton. They believe the Tommies are there to civilize them. I believe this is our chance to show the Tommies what civilization truly means. My heart bleeds for all those who live under tyranny, especially those who can develop into key strategic alliances. I can see now why you caught Arthur's keen eye. I want you to go to Brickton and find Roach, the tribe's leader. He is a strange man, but you must treat him with utmost respect. He has a plan on how to push the Tommies away. Help him return to me, and then perhaps you'll find yourself within Camelot's highest ranks. What you see here is the result of hard work, perseverance, and my genius idea of stealing the BBM storage key after I quit my job. Now, whatever happens, we have got their bloody equipment and they have not. Words of encouragement, valiant speeches straight from Arthur's mouth, and near constant reminders of what the gentry has taken from us. Or, as the layman calls it, propaganda. I want you to go to Brickton and find Roach, the tribe's leader. He is a strange man, but you must treat him with utmost respect. He has a plan on how to push the Tommies away. Help him return to me, and then perhaps you'll find yourself within Camelot's highest ranks. If we can show the people that Camelot stands for democracy and freedom, then it's only a matter of time before others follow in this tribe's footsteps. And if we can do it while kicking the Tommies in their righteous fannies. As expected of the gentry's foot soldiers, the Tommies see the tribe's quirky and strange beliefs as signs of savagery. Take their town's name, for example. Instead of referring to it as Brickton, the way the tribes have, they believe the Tommies are there to civilize them. They don't like anything made after 1922, for one. They believe the Great War was a sign from the spirits that we should all return to living in huts. I believe any man, woman or child should be free to live life as they desire, even if that means wiping their asses with sticks and stones. Good luck, servant of Camelot.
Greetings. What's your business?
Patience is key, so the quest continues.
I wonder who did this.
How I wish we could stay like this forever.
May the canyon bless you.
I humbly welcome you back to the land of Brigton. I had a feeling our fates would align once again. Mother Earth told me so. But I do wish our paths crossed once more under a kinder moon. For this one is littered with cunning and secrecy. Now, me and my fellow tribesmen have come up with 3 simple tasks that'll agitate the Tommies and push them out of our land without the need for violence. First, you shall poison their ration supplies with these laxatives. Then, you shall destroy the generator that's powering their turrets. And finally, you'll spread rumours about the man leading this battalion, the dreadful Lieutenant Doyle. Fulfill these 3 tasks, and soon Camelot will have an ally in Brigton. We are not invested in Arthur's dream of a united London, writhing under his benevolent thumb. We simply wish to be left alone. And unfortunately, the only one willing to grant us that wish was Arthur. Fear makes companions of us all. Why are you wearing clothes? 'Cause someone told you to? 'Cause someone forced you to? I am merely following my instincts. The one thing the Canyon gave me in her infinite wisdom. Like you, I come from the Canyon, and I shall return to it once my days are over. But I know that's not what you want to know. The truth is, I don't remember who I was before I became Roach. I wanted a clean start, so I erased my memory through a mix of hallucinogenics and minor head wounds. And I'd do it again if I remembered the recipe. The Tommies think they're here to civilize us, simply because we don't follow their beliefs and codes. But tell me, what worth is there in an ideology that has destroyed the world 10 times over and left it to rot? I'd take dying from preventable diseases 1,000 times over destroying the world with my ignorance. Your job is to lower the morale of the Tommies through sabotage and subterfuge. First, you shall poison their ration supplies with these laxatives. Then, you shall destroy the generator that's powering their turrets. And finally, you'll spread rumours about the man leading this battalion, the dreadful Lieutenant Doyle. Fulfill these 3 tasks, and soon Camelot will have an ally in Brigton. Has the great work begun? Take all the time you need. Remember, even the canyon takes its time. Watch your step.
I see strange storm clouds in your horizon. Be careful.
Oh, how I wish we could stay like this forever.
God save our gracious Queen, long live our noble Queen. Mind the gap.
Private Kerr, sir! Oh, sorry. Thought you were Lieutenant Doyle for a moment. How can I help you? We're here to protect the people of Brixton from internal and external threats, whatever those may be. Scared? Me? No, not at all. I have absolutely nothing to say about Lieutenant Doyle. I mean, yes, I don't quite enjoy his methods, and the way he constantly doles out surprise inspections whenever he feels like it. But it is not my place to comment on these things. Really? What is it? What? That can't be true. He promised to stay with us until the Brixton mission was done. Then again, he's always spoken poorly about our performance. And his disdain for Brixton is hard to miss. Thank you for sharing, but I need to tell my mates about this.
You'd have to be insane to take on the Tommies.
Run like hell and you'll be there. Rule Britannia, Britannia rule the waves. Britons never, never, never shall be slaves.
see strange storm clouds in your horizon. Be careful.
The earth trembles at your mighty footsteps. Has the great work begun? Take all the time. Your job is to lower them first. Then you and fine. Fulfill these. Watch your step.
Oh, how I wish we could stay like this forever.
I see strange storm clouds in your horizon. Be careful.
You come across any poxbombs yet? I'm itching to get my hands on those bad boys for some experiments. Okay then, we're in business. Sweet. Goody fucking gumdrops. Consider this payment for your services, partner. Yeah, cool. As a little finder's fee bonus, here are some samples from the pharmacy. Just don't go roaring out crazy, doing something dumb, like taking them all at once. Remember Frank. You know, moderation is key and all that. Yo, dude.
We won't go quietly. You can count on that.
Wow! That looks so boring!
You'd have to be insane to take on the Tommies.
I see strange storm clouds in your horizon. Be careful.
May the canyon guide you.
May the canyon guide you.
Mind the gap and
I
all
don't
that.
see any box bulbs on you. Come on, they should be easy to spot. Box bulbs. I don't see any box bulbs on you. Yeah. Come on, they should be easy to spot. That's too bad, man. Oh well. Box bulbs. You know, mutated. Overfilled and glowing. Got any? That's too bad, man. Box bulbs. You know, mutated. Overfilled and glowing.
Bombs on
Got
London
any?
town. It's not fit for humans now.
Okay then. We're in business. Sweet. Goody fucking gumdrops. Consider this payment for your services, partner. Yeah, cool. As a little finder's fee bonus. Yeah, just don't. Yo, dude. Check out this naughty alien poxball plant, man.
You'd have to be insane to take on the Tommies.
You fancy yourself to be Norman Foster?
God save our gracious queen. Long live our noble queen.
Oh, how I wish we could stay like this forever.
It is impolite to curse, but I wish those Tommies would bugger off.
I see strange storm clouds in
The
your
earth
horizon.
trembles at your mighty...
Be careful.
Has the great work... What do you mean you don't have time? You have all the time in the world. If we are ever to lower the Tommies' morale, we must treat each step. Why do you wish to move on? I see. If this is what Camelot demands, then I will choose the friendly tyrant over the armed enemy. For our next step, we're going after Major Sneed, a man who craves the city's crippling comforts, which is my way of saying that whenever he's here, he's always on the edge of giving up. Soon he'll be arriving in Brickton for his annual checkup, an affair he dreads with every passing winter. Through your handiwork, we're going to give him the little push he needs. First, you will spread anti-Sneed graffiti around his beloved outpost. Then, you will set fire to a pile of precious cow manure and create a foul smell over Brickton. And, finally, you will spread rumours about our dear Major. Angry? No, not me. You've made your choice, and now you must live with it. But I did expect more. You're meant to be the great builder, after all. We are not invested in Arthur's dream of a united London, writhing under his benevolent thumb. We simply wish to be left alone. And unfortunately, the only one willing to grant us that wish was Arthur. Fear makes companions of us all. Why are you wearing clothes? How goes your labours? Then go. Farewell.
Oh, how I wish we would stay like this forever.
Yeah! 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 Ah! Oh! Oh!
You're back! I told all of my mates at the barracks about you. We knew there was something strange about Doyle. We're here to protect the people of Brixton from internal and external threats, whatever those may be. Well, go on then. Tell me. Spineless. We're out here dealing with Gehennas while he sits behind a desk. Can he be more out of touch? Thank you for telling me the truth. Now it's my turn to go and share it.
Rule Britannia, Britannia rule the waves. Britons never, never shall be slaves.
While the wrong thing's always the most fun.
Wish I could meet the Queen.
Yep, don't mind me.
Look out for any interesting old buildings to raid.
We won't go quietly. You can count on that.
You'd have to be insane to take on the Tommies. Mind the gap and all that.
The earth trembles at your mighty footsteps. How goes your labour? Yes, the fruits of your labour fill the air. Be it the sweet scent of manure, or even the sweeter sound of Sneedly insults. Laura,
How I wish
what's
we
wrong?
could stay like
It's
this
Sneed.
forever.
He's arrived at the gate and he's most unhappy.
Is that so? Wayfarer, go with Laura. See what you can learn and what we can use.
A disappointment! That's what you all are. A total, humongous, brutal disappointment to Queen and country!
Yes, sir. My apologies, sir.
I assigned you here to civilize these savages and to teach them the ways of our society. And what do I find? Your generators have been sabotaged under your very eyes, and now the entire outpost is without
Britannia, rule the
electricity.
waves. Britons never,
I've
never
heard
shall be
disrespectful soldiers whispering nasty words about your great Lieutenant Doyle. Some ruffian has plastered uncivil words about me upon the outpost walls. Soldiers have been asking me about baseless rumors, the origin of which puzzles and
I
annoys
wish
me.
I could meet the Queen.
The entire outpost smells like cow shite, no matter where you bloody are. And if that wasn't enough, now my precious wagon, filled with all of my necessities, is stuck on the path to this godforsaken place. That is why all of you are now on cleanup duty, and if I hear one word about it, I swear I'll send this entire outpost to the pits.
We won't
Dismissed.
go quiet. Count on that.
Sir. Yes, sir. You heard your superior officer. Move it, move it, move it!
Who the devil are you? And why are you not marching up and down this outpost like I told you all to do? Whipping this den of savagery and depravity into a proper British outpost. I'd ask you what you are doing here, but clearly the answer is annoying me. How about I try using my boot up your disrespectful ass, soldier? I'll demote you faster than you can think. Then what are you doing here? Vacate the premises at once! I come from a long line of soldiers, nearly 400 years worth, dating back to the Sneeds from Lanark and the Westbridges in Devon. But more than that, I didn't spend any of my damn time asking my superior officers all these inane questions.
God save our gracious queen.
You should tell Roach about this. I'll keep watch.
Queen.
I see strange storm clouds in your horizon. Be careful.
So I've seen this wagon before. Mythical wagon is filled to the brim on trinkets and gadgetry and the sort of oddities. This is a golden opportunity indeed need to survive. Now if Sneed were to find out that all of his extravagances were stolen, he might shut down the outpost for good. Wayfarer, how would you like to play Robin Hood? Because I need you to perform a little highway robbery. Take this letter and this hat. It identifies you as the Brickton Shadow, a notorious yet fictional highwayman, certain to strike fear into Sneed's heart. I'll leave the rest up to you. I'm sorry, what did you say? I'm a trifle deaf in this ear. Only the Canyon's fiercest sentry, defender of her blessed land, a modern-day legend devised by yours truly. Why are you wearing clothes? 'Cause someone told you to? 'Cause someone forced you to? I am... Go forth.
Oh, how I wish we could stay like this forever.
Mind the gap and all that.
Now, look alive, Goose! We can't have anyone rifling through the Major's belongings!
winding down as
Halt!
for
Stay in
the
this area!
down.
Is off limits, prepare to taste the cold steel of justice. The what? Blimey, you are a loony! Goose, let's put this dunce out of their misery! You've made the biggest mistake of your life!
Get fucked! Oh, crumbs.
Thing time. Check every orifice.
Defeat Kara the Almighty. Good work, sidekick.
Rule Britannia. Britannia rule the waves. Britons never, never, never shall be slaves.
Not marching up and down this outpost like I told you all to do. Brixton, what? Give me that. My God, I knew it. These people are barbarians. Well, if they'd rather live in the filth and grime, so be it. I won't waste my time civilizing them no more. Lieutenant Doyle,
I wish I
come
could
here
meet the
at
Queen.
once.
Yes, sir.
I've had enough of this place. By the power invested in me, I am officially ordering the full and total abandonment of the godforsaken town of Brixton.
Thank God, sir. I'll be happy to never see this place ever again in my life.
You and me, Doyle. You and me. May these people rot in
God
the
save
rat-infested
our
hell of their
gracious
own
Queen.
creation.
Long live our
We'll leave that
noble
fellow
Queen.
Woodward here. He's basically native at this point anyway.
Now, let's get the hell out of here.
Sir. Yes, sir.
It's of course. At last, I can't exactly call it your best nightmare. It's finally over. Did cut a few corners here and there. Are gone. Rather big corners, thanks to your best efforts. Just corners. When you first arrived, I set aside my lucky skull so that I could give it to you as a reward. But now, I'm not so sure you deserve it. Now go, and may the Kenyon watch you on your future endeavours.
I hope Camelot soldiers are more respectful than the Tommies.
I humbly welcome you back to the land of Brixton. May the Kenyon guide you.
We've won. Yep.
Patience is key, for the quest continues. Oi!
Be more careful. There's a war on.
London is a place for me.
You have eyes? Use them.
Look where you're going.
Hail, Sergeant. Ever vigilant.
Hail, Sergeant. If it isn't the Brickton Shadow. That's what the folks back in Brixton are calling you. I heard the news over an encrypted radio frequency. Here, good pay for good work. Just don't let it get to your head, and we have much work ahead of us. Hurry on back to Merlin, and tell him to send the troops so they can occupy Brickton.
Only one casualty. Excellent. Ah, poor phrasing. Tragic. Who was it?
Sergeant Brown, sir. Landmine.
A good man. An enthusiastic soldier. Was the outpost damaged in the attack?
Superficially, sir.
What's the combat readiness of the position?
Well, it's not an easy question to answer.
Well, it's all relative, isn't it, my young scout? My questions are easier than the bullets and blades that follow them. Hey?
Gawain thinks there's quite a lot of work to be done.
Knight Gawain. Respect the rank, Scout. So you're telling me the outpost has been stripped? Was hoping it'd be equipped. We're stretched thin.
Sergeant Pilley disagrees, of course.
Sergeant Pilley? Who on earth is that? Scout, we are fighting for our lives here. I need an objective analysis of the battlefield. Stop covering your ass in some vain attempt to make me happy. Have a clear and succinct report on my desk in the hour. Dismissed.
Yes, sir.
So, you're the one I have to thank for Brickton. Fine work you did. You must tell me about this shadow business one of these days. But for now, there are more pressing concerns. Your rank. Sergeant is no befitting title for one who takes out an outpost single-handedly. From this day forth, shall hold the rank of Knight. May you honor it well in these coming endeavors.
Patience is key.
Knight, I require your services. I have a job that apparently requires the skill of 2 knights. Can you help? Know what? I don't have time to make requests. This is going to have to be an order. Arthur takes the leadership quite naturally. Fortunately, my soft skills are somewhat lacking. So you'll excuse me for getting straight to the point. Camelot recently secured an old Tommy outpost in the north. Tommy's abandoned it months ago. Left it to the hooligans. Regardless, we managed to drive the rabble out with minimal casualties. Quite the victory, according to some, but all I've heard is boasts. I need that outpost secure. Capable of withstanding heavy assault. Meet up with Gawain. Assess the situation. And while you're there, kick her up the arse. Fact I'm sending more than 2 soldiers, never mind 2 knights, is unacceptable. Fix it. Understood? Fine. But brevity would be appreciated. It protects the wall that surrounds Wandsworth. If you were to look at it on a map, you'll see a natural thoroughfare for potential attacks, which makes this outpost an invaluable defensive position for Camelot. Knight. That's exactly what I'd like you to find out. Demonstrably not. All clear? Good. Dismissed.
Ever vigilant.
London is the place for me.
London is the place for me.
Hail, mate. What's your business? Oi! Watch out!
Good to see a fellow knight. Finally, someone without a pissy attitude around here. I'm going to need help restoring this outpost and enforcing some discipline on this squad. Here's my original report that Sergeant Pilly refused to endorse. Give it a read. I've outlined what needs to be done.
Patience is key, for the quest continues. Ever vigilant.
Knight.
Knight?
Just waiting around.
What Richards means to say is that we're awaiting orders.
That's what I said. Despite our rather calamitous start, we were actually successful. We managed to surprise the enemy, drove them into chaos, and took the objective with no other casualties.
A complete shit show. Luckily, the daft, gormless bastards had no idea what was happening. So I guess it worked out, which is quite lucky, innit?
Two hard workers amongst a shower of lazy, grumpy bastards.
Well, we're ready for orders. I've heard other members of the squad may have grievances, but it's not my place to say.
It's all right, I suppose. Could be worse. Pretty sure we jotted these down somewhere.
Yes, I submitted our suggestions that Knight Gawain was so kind as to record.
We won't move an inch.
Another one? Bloody hell. At this rate, there'll be more knights than swords. Sergeant Pilly, reporting for duty. Ah, you're one of those. Just what we need, eh, lads? Another honourable job's worth. If you're gonna bother me with the same bullshit, I'll save you the bother. Look around you. We've got the outpost. The job's done. What else can I do for you? Fuck's sake. Yes, it is. You knights should relax. You'll live longer. We lost our commander immediately. A few of the others wanted to turn back. I couldn't let that happen. So we marched in, cracked a few skulls, did the job. There's a few of them left in the factory who need mopping up. But they ain't much, trust me. They're the ones who ran. He had to retire for medical reasons. Fine, he exploded. Stood on a landmine, cut him in half. Not exactly healthy for the mine to dwell on. Whole squad shot themselves. Thought our cover was blown. Turns out the hooligans were too cunted to notice. He was shoulder to shoulder with us when it counted. He'll be fine. Some people just take a little longer to adjust. Bye.
London is a place for me.
How can I help, Knight? Our first engagement was a resounding success, besides the tragic death of Sergeant Brown, of course. After the operation, I was sent to scout the enemy position, primarily to see how many were left and their battle readiness. Sometimes it can be confusing to have two commanding officers. Luckily, one of them never wants us to do anything, so it's pretty much the same as having one. I agree with the assessment of my commanding officers. As is much of life, sometimes you just have to embrace the chaos. Cheers, boss.
Think it'll rain?
Ever vigilant.
Yes? They're relatively inexperienced and their commander died in the assault. Most of the squad are fine, It's just Sergeant Pilley and Levy Daniels. He was mortally wounded by an explosion. I initially suspected it was a landmine. However, having since seen Pilley throw a grenade, misfortune seems more plausible. He's got the idea in his head that this squad is his. So he's trying to force a promotion by acting like a raging bellend. By all accounts, Pilley demonstrated courage during the assault. But he won't even commit to doing the training required for command. He is in dire need of explosives training, but he doesn't think he needs it. He does, regardless of if he is to be promoted or not. It's hard to be specific. While he didn't sustain any physical injuries, Levy Daniels is incapable of carrying out, well, anything, let alone the duties of a soldier. He needs to be relieved. I assumed when you introduced yourself you were his replacement. Since you're not, he needs escorting back to Camelot. I'd have no problem with knocking the twat's teeth out, trust me. But people like him, and I need their support. Good. Your thoughts? I'll scout the enemy position, get a clearer idea as to the readiness and numbers. We'll clear their position when you feel we're adequately prepared to repel a counterattack.
Patience is key, for the quest continues. Patience is key, for the quest continues.
London is a place for me. Huh? Hmm? Oh, bye.
What can I do for you, Knight? Hysterical bollocks. We don't have the manpower or the resources. By all means, feel free. It's not that I'm not keen. I've already done it. The good Knight Fancy Bollocks considers herself beneath giving feedback. Explosives training requires we build 5 working landmines from scratch. Here are my mines. She said all but one were completely wrong and buggered off in a huff. How is that supposed to help? If I knew which one was wrong, I'd be able to learn from my mistake and repeat the correct process 4 more times. So, if you can figure out which of my mines are up to shape, I can finish the training without the risk of blowing myself up. Deal?
Ever vigilant.
Look where you're going. What can I do for you, knight? So, which one is it? I don't think we do. She's in command, I accept that. I won't accept bogering about with a bunch of busy work because she needs to feel visible. We fought hard to take this outpost. Outnumbered, outgunned, and on our own. Isn't that enough? Arthur will have us fighting again sooner than later. Why not rest while we can? Given enough time in her company, it's impossible not to. I don't think we fought. Arthur will have us. Respectfully, I disagree. Bye.
Ever vigilant.
What can I do for you, Knight? So, which one is it? What can I do for you, Knight? So, which one is it? Cheers. Cheers. I'll crack it open and figure out what I did wrong.
Ever vigilant.
You see, I didn't think it was this one. She could have just told me. Something about becoming a knight changes you. Cheers. I'll crack it open and fix.
Ever vigilant.
See, I knew it was that one. She couldn't have just confirmed it for me. Something about becoming a knight changes you.
How can I help, Knight? And I know exactly where to find one. I was patrolling nearby when I came across it. Looked in good nick too. I started to remove the piece, but I felt something looming. Decided not to stick around. I don't want to commit to calling it a monster per se, but it was absolutely terrifying. If I was dead, you'd have no detail at all. The most important skill when it comes to being a scout is staying alive. Are you sure? Your funeral, I guess. Here are the coordinates.
Check every orifice. Assistant, to battle!
Well done, companion. They won't forget.
Get us in a hurry. What? What?
It's about time they made you a knight. Well earned. How can I help you today? Of course. An army marches on its stomach, after all. I'll have the provisions sent to the front within the hour.
You've returned as a knight, no less. You'll be wanting to dip into my pocket for more of my timber, no doubt. Am I hearing this right? Camelot paying for goods and services? You don't look like the type to be carrying around $500,000, knight. I'll send someone up with the timber. If that's everything, some of us have work to do.
I've scouted the enemy position, and I think it'd be good to engage as soon as possible. If you think we're ready, we can set things in motion. Let me know when you're ready.
Taxi, any good stuff?
How do you do it? How is it so easy for you? I close my eyes and I see their faces. They had no idea what was happening. I suppose that was a point of sneaking up on them. Turns out they were scrapping all night, taking bets and beating the shit out of each other. Stupid bastards must not have realised they were under attack. Nobody fought back at all. I'm not sure they even knew what was happening until half of them were gone. But I can't get that look out of my head. He was smiling. A big, idiotic grin. Turns out they must have been on something. Fighting for fun. He didn't stop smiling. Even when the blade cracked open his skull, he still smiled. It's just the life behind his eyes. I don't know. Went somewhere, but the smile remained. He was covered in someone else's blood. That's what's so... I know this man killed. He enjoyed killing, so... Why? I can't forget his stupid fucking smile. Yes. I suppose you're right. I think I'm going to go back to Camelot now. On my own.
Last I heard, you were sent to get our new frontier outpost up to scratch. Anything I can help you with? Not asking for much, then. Well, the good news is I can send up the sandbags. The bad news is everything else ain't happening. Word to the wise, nobody in London has anything that explodes or shoots going spare unless they're aiming it at you. Can't help you there. Charity is a luxury reserved for better times, I'm afraid. The Fletchers and the Baileys might be able to help you. Best of luck.
scouted the enemy position, and I think it'd be good to engage as soon as possible. If you think we're ready, we can set things in motion. Those recommendations were extensive, yet you actually went out there and got them done single-handedly. Great work. Gather the squad, tell the men to get in position.
What can I do for you, Knight? She's finally ready, is she? About bloody time.
How can I help, Knight? Jeez, glad to have dodged a bullet there. Nice job for taking it out. I'll be there.
Knight?
Knight. Aye, ma'am.
Patience is key, for the quest continues.
We're all here. Okay, if I can have your attention, everyone. So, we've got a considerable number of hooligans held up in this industrial complex. The way I see it, we've got two approaches. We can try to do this quietly, or brute force. Wait until dark, send a couple of men to lay some traps. Wait for some to exit, silently take them out. We'll thin the numbers out a little, and then strike them hard and fast.
What's the point? They probably already know we're here. It's only our mighty knights that they've yet to encounter.
Yes, hit them as hard as we can with heavy guns and explosives. Hopefully they'll panic and scatter so we can mop up the remnants.
Well, we're obviously doing that.
I think that's probably best. I can't imagine too many of them will be going on midnight walks. It's dark at the moment, so we should wait until sunrise. Less chance of friendly fire. I imagine they'll be recovering from their vices also. Get into position and wait for my signal. Once you see the sign, we'll need to throw everything at them. All clear? Good luck, and watch your backs. Dismissed.
There's a place for me.
You have our...
Who's there?
Hey.
For Arthur!
You're done! We're losing people.
Dead.
I vow to
You like the sight?
Follow me around to direct you.
Look where you're going.
Watch it.
Was that?
I sense a disturbance.
I'll hear of this.
I want the truth.
Yeah.
Just getting warmed up over here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ah, yet another triumph for Kira the Adventurer.
So that's how it is then, is it?
Yeah.
Fails.
Be more careful. There's a war on.
That should be the last of them. Stand down! Thank you for all your help, Knight. We can take it from here. Squad dismissed!
Watch it. Look where you're going.
vigilant. Patience is key for the quest to continue. London is the place for me.
Knight, do you have any news for me? Excellent. What happened? I see. Quite a difference from the initial account in the debrief, but one that rings a little more true. Fantastic news. With that outpost secured, I feel a lot more secure. Thanks to your efforts, the fortress to the north will be a significant deterrent.
This is that buffer zone you suggested.
That it is.
Good work. With this outpost secured, we can finally move on to the front foot. Knights, listen closely.
Arthur, Merlin, Charing Cross Station.
Breathe, Percival.
Speak plainly, or at least with a verb.
Eastminster reports there's been an explosion at Charing Cross Station.
This could be a blessing. We can put their weariness to rest by helping out.
With Percival's anxiousness, there's more to the story, I'd wager.
Merlin is right. Eastminster's already fingered a culprit. Us.
Us? I didn't authorize a strike on Charing Cross.
They're saying they've already pinned down the two knights responsible.
I hate to ask more of you so soon, but I don't have anyone else I can spare. Will you look into it? Unfortunately, I do. But I won't sow dissent without evidence. That's a longer story than we've got time for today. Good to hear. Head out immediately.
I suppose you want to know more about Arthur's suspicions. I don't know. I hope not. But if this cause is compromised, you need to know what you're walking into. I won't name names. Arthur's right. Without proper intel, guessing can only do us harm. There are some among us that wish he took a firmer hand in certain matters. If their zealotry has escalated to unsanctioned bombing, there's no telling what else they're ready to do. Proceed with caution, even among friends.
Curious about Eastminster. It won't take but a second to understand the gist, and that might help you when your boots hit the ground there. Eastminster birthed Camelot just as much as we did. Our hearts and minds were one back then. But skip to ceaseless riots, and some brutal retaliation by the gentry, and quite a few blame us for their current state. Don't be surprised by a thin veneer covering hostility. Many there tolerate us at best.
Patience is key, for the quest continues.
They've brought their violence back to Eastminster. Those damn Camelot bastards. We pushed their lot out once. We can do it again. Camelot hates the gentry so much.
Mind the gap and all that.
Risk your life.
Ah, the civvy who strolled to Islington. Surprised you're alive. Slipping in to cause more mayhem here. Can't say I'm much like that bunch, but this isn't their normal MO. Guessing Arthur didn't sign off on this one. I know you're capable and have a good head on your shoulders. It's obvious something's not right here. So if you can shed light on this, do it. If I were you, I'd check in with Lance Corporal Briggs. Claims to have seen who set off the bomb. See if you can make sense of what he's saying.
They brought their violence back to Eastminster. Those damn Camelot bastards. We pushed their lot out once. We can do it again.
Ah, the civvy who strolled to Islington. Surprised you're alive. Slipping in to cause more mayhem here. Can't say I'm much like that. I know. So if I were you, see if you can make...
Can I help you?
Anything you need?
You need anything?
I wish I could meet the Queen.
Must have something worth a few tickets.
God save our gracious Queen, long live our noble Queen.
Mind the gap and all that.
You'd have to be insane to take on the Tommies. Rule, got business here.
If you're walking, you're not wounded. Treat your... Speak to him. Best of luck, that.
Boom! Run! So much blood! Boom again! Run! Blood! Everything! Boom! Nothing! Blood! Boom! Boom! Run! Gotta run! Find help! Boom! 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 Run! Boom! Angry! Scared! Blood! Everything! Boom! Nothing! Blood! Boom! Boom! Two! Run! Shelter! Blood! Boom! Run! Tunnels! Boom! Blood! Run! Boom! Hurt! Tunnels! Yes! Tunnels! Dark! Blood! Run!
We won't go quietly. You can count on that.
Oh, now this place looks fun.
Run like hell and you'll be there.
Well done, companion. They won't forget us in a hurry. My senses are truly for me. Is that them? Well, that settles that. Assistant, to battle. Now we get back to some decent, honest looting.
Who's there? Fellow. Huh. Not so sure about that anymore.
The Raja.
After we set the charges, we ran for the tunnels.
But the charges weren't synced.
The first one blew while we were still within range. Nothing serious, but took the legs right out from under us.
With our banged up legs, we limped into the tunnels.
That's when the second charge blew.
And that Raja woke up. Ran right past us to the mouth of the tunnel.
The third charge blew and sprayed it with rubble and rubbish.
That's when it noticed us.
Angry, scared. Don't really know what it was, but it attacked.
And that's when we realized our guns were back where we fell. Tristan held it off while I ran to unlock the door. That's... well...
Might as well tell the whole story. We need help, anyway. We didn't want to attack Charing Cross, but, well... The
fifth column have Tristan's family.
My mum and brother.
They promised to let them go if we blew up the station.
But now I can't even walk, let alone make them hold up their end of the bargain. Please, help my family. They're at St. Anne's Churchyard.
Don't let them be gone. Convenient. Too convenient. I'll teach you to trifle with Kira the Invincible. Now we get back to some decent, honest looting.
Who's there? Fellow. Insubordination, sabotage.
Arthur's.
It can wait.
You need to rest.
After we...
But the charges...
The first one blew.
With our banged up...
That's when...
And that Raja...
The third charge...
That's when it noticed.
Angry.
And that's when we...
Oh, just figured we'd lay here in a pool of blood.
Guess you're our...
But before you do... We didn't want...
The fifth column have Tristan's family.
My mum and brother.
They promised...
But now I can't... Thank you.
Well, that was daft of you. Oh, great. More things to do. Feel like... You'd better have some goodies to make up. Fucking have it! Wait till I get my bodyguard on you. Where did they go? You don't think they were taken? Yeah! No! No! Go get them, psychic!
Civilian, state your purpose. Oh, fine. Head on in. Speak to Tucker.
I'm knackered as fuck. We're being beasted with all these drills.
The Pissant send a MAGA, huh? The politics doesn't matter. We're soldiers, you and I both. We get our orders and follow them. Except I follow them gladly. You see, Camelot is finished. We'll pick you off one by one. Just like what I'll do to Tristan. Or should I say, John Cliffero. Did you know his real name? A little nightly birdie whistled it in my ear. Cliffero. What a pathetic name. Why don't we just skip the pleasantries and get right to killing you? That was the plan for those pissants after all. Loose ends and whatnot.
We're being attacked! It's a
I don't understand that. I'll die for the fish.
Counter-revolutionaries Medic! We'll toss you in a mass grave, scum! Cover your lime! Avenge me!
Alarm! We've been breached! We'll hang you on a lecky pole dress with a nice sign and all. Rah!
Mysterious forces are afoot.
No! No!
Thank you. Thank you.
We're heading back to Eastminster. Let my boy know we're safe.
Those arseholes won't come knocking again. I'll make sure of it.
Everything's starting to sound like footsteps these days.
Did you rescue Tristan's family?
Thank God. Bless you.
So what now, Tristan? We can't exactly return to Camelot.
We head to Eastminster too.
Not dressed like this, we aren't. They're hunting 2 knights.
I guess we don't really have the right to wear these clothes anyway.
Not anymore.
Please, give this to Arthur. And thank you for all you've done for my family.
Oi, watch it.
Look where you're going.
Our people in Eastminster aren't responding.
Do we fear the worst?
More likely they're in hiding.
Or no longer support us.
Is that likely?
More so than I'd like to admit.
Looks like we might have more than hearsay to paint the picture.
Oh, you've returned. What of Charing Cross Station?
We feared it was them.
Iseult's pushed us to be more aggressive. I guess she grew tired of waiting.
And I suppose the lovers poetically perished like their namesakes.
Then we can still have people there.
That's a stretch.
So they've left without so much as a word. This signature saddens me more than anything I could have expected. But I respect his decision.
And I'm assuming there's still more to the story. As you said.
I can only imagine the suffering.
We've lost more than Charing Cross then.
Is there still a path forward for us here?
Unlikely.
We need more information. What else do we know?
I haven't heard of this.
It's likely they told him not to tell anyone, or his family would get it.
He still should have come to us.
It's his family.
It is his family, but this put a lot of families in harm's way.
Just look at the destruction.
Not to mention our standing in Eastminster.
That will hurt us for a long time.
Hurt us? It damn near cripples us.
Agreed. And we still don't know enough to make a decisive counter. Why target Tristan in the first place?
Is there anything more?
Let me see that.
A spy in Camelot? It can't be. I would have...
They know our names. Our true names. This is bona fide.
That must be how they picked up the Clitheroes.
This is... all my fault.
Forget it. But we can sort this out later. Is there anything else to report?
We're not likely to win back support anytime soon.
We need to consider how to spin this.
Can we spin this?
Arthur, we'll make a full report on what's possible, but no, it looks bleak.
And we have another issue.
What else could there be?
The empty chair.
Our friend here has more than proven themselves.
They
Most
really
certainly.
have.
They've proven fair, competent, and a friend to us all.
I, Arthur, do hereby offer you a seat at my table. And while I may be the first among equals, here your voice will carry the weight and power equal to any other knight. As you accept this honor, I rechristen you with your heraldic name, Gaheris. Arise, Sir Gaheris, and join us as we prepare to battle for Camelot's soul.
What the...
Did you hear that?
What's that noise?
I heard it.
Bloody hell!
Arthur. Arthur!
What is it? Speak.
It's the Tommies. From all sides, they're everywhere. Everywhere!
How
It
did we not
cannot
hear
be.
of this?
Dear
Right at our
God.
doorstep! Those bastards!
Quiet! We don't have time for this. We must fight. This is war.
War?
Percival, inform all patrols of these events. Gawain, head to the barracks and rally the infantry. Bedivere, Lancelot, you must protect the northern courtyard. Gaheris, go with them. Show them what a knight of Camelot can do. It's either victory or the grave, my friends. Go! Go! Go!
And here I thought I would never get to see the great Lancelot in battle.
Don't be so cheerful. We're being attacked after all.
Indeed we are.